And we had seen, other people, in transport topics promoting technicians with different challenges and stuff like that. So we wanted to get it started.
I think the original idea behind the Tech Challenge, kind of kicking it off, was to show a heightened level of appreciation for the technicians.
So Jason Murphy, our district service manager at that time, and Brian went to Empire Truck Sales Tech Challenge down in New Orleans. And they called me on a Saturday morning, and they were really excited, pumped up, said, hey, this was a great event. We got to do this too. This is something that I think would really go over well at TAG.
It was something that we felt like we wanted to do to honor our technicians. We did a good job of honoring our truck sales people with awards and stuff, but we really wanted to honor the technicians.
Jason Stewart was huge in helping us get this thing off the ground. We had talked to Jason. Jason loved the idea. Jason wanted to do it also. He helped us get it approval with the partners. Obviously, it was a chunk of money back then. We was pretty fresh and rolling and getting going, and it was something that I needed help getting approved, so we got that done.
Brian really wanted to have everything put together, have a game plan, was going to have a layout, thinking if we presented it right, they were going to improve it. And I go, why don't we just go down and ask them?
So Jason Stewart, I guess he was the guy that got asked to ask the question, because he came in there and said, hey, the guys want to do a tech challenge, and I'm going to just throw it out there now, and this is what we want to do. And Gary and I said, okay, it sounds good. We didn't really know what we were signing up for, but it made sense. There again, it was something to honor our tech, so we were pretty happy about that. Didn't know exactly what we were committing to, but the guys did a good job, took the ball and ran with it.
I remember probably being scared to death to get the thing going. It was a big challenge. We had a really good group of guys helping with that. Doug Mick was huge in helping us with it. Brian Earl, Billy Zala, there was Kevin McAdams helped us get it rolling. Zach Cottle was a big part of it. And I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but it was a big collaborative group effort to get it rolling, and it was a lot of working pieces.
Coming into the company, this was the first one that I really got to do something that I felt like was impactful. And so Doug Mick, who was the general manager for the Memphis location at the time, and Brian Austin were key mentors for me. And what was so neat is they let me participate and help and support an event that was so new but critical to the company, and they let me do that early on.
It was much smaller in scope than the current competition, much shorter. Came in on a Friday, bugged all the trucks, laid the tests out, came in Saturday, ran all the techs through the stations, fed them catered barbecue, and sent them on their way home.
How lighthearted it was. It was, when we put it together, we were kind of nervous going into this. This was our first one, and we knew we were going to have some kinks in it and some problems that we were going to have, and how receptive it was going to be.
The first Tech Challenge was interesting. It was in our sales building. We actually had cleaned up that building as much as we could. That building's probably 45 years old, so it was definitely putting lipstick on a pig and trying to make it look as nice as we could. We had banners in there. We had different stations set up. And it's so different then, it was so different then compared to what it is now. I mean, I think now it's such a first-class event compared to, that was a little homemade and put together.
Yeah, you name it, because we were coming up with tests, bugging trucks, having no clue what we were doing. We screwed up some bugs, I'm pretty sure, in the beginning. We had to work through some things. I remember laptops being probably a little bit of a disaster on the first one. I think we decided that, hey, we needed the IT department to be involved in it after the first go around. So
yeah, me getting stuck in traffic with all of the tests in my truck with me, stuck on the Memphis overpass, and the event not able to start because no one has any of the tests or anything with it. So, and Doug Mick calling my phone every 5 minutes wondering when I was going to get off the overpass.
It was quite the conversation trying to figure out how hard we wanted the stations to be, the tests to be. The last thing we wanted to do was to come in and make all these things impossible. And so we watered it down quite a bit and ended up with a multi-way tie to finish that first tech challenge, and and actually that's why the stopwatches exist today.
So I can definitely say we've come a long way in the Tech Challenge, and it's been so neat to have more people and more resources poured into it.
You're adding more dealerships, you're adding more complexity because the test questions had to become more complicated.
As it grew, we started having winners that were outside of Memphis, and we thought, hey, it'd be really neat if we could start taking this into some of the winners' backyards and also into the LTG division, not just the tag division. So we started rotating it.
The Tech Challenge has evolved over the last 10 years in terrific ways. It's a first-class event, something that I'm so proud of. And when I say that, I can say that because I have very little to do with it. So it's something that is, our team does such an excellent job putting this together.
Well, I hope the impact has been that we are honoring every technician that has ever worked for the company and been in front of a customer's truck and known how important it is to do a good job with that repair to get our customer back on the road. That's the intent of the Tech Challenge, is to honor all of our technicians.
In truck sales, anybody will tell you, a salesman will sell the truck the first time, they're going to sell it the second time. So when they come in there, those guys just never get the recognition that they deserve, and this was our way of showing it.
The families, I think the families, for the spouses to see what their husbands do every day and the value that they add to this company and how well thought of they are, I think maybe that was, I wouldn't say surprising, but they may not have known that. And I think that has been a real positive surprise.
Just every year, the people that compete and even the people that don't win, there's sharp techs from every store that's at these things. And anybody that's won or second or third or just been there, it's a success story and it's success.
Those individuals that have represented our store locations, I see them going on to bigger and better things in the company. And I say that because they've moved forward in their career. But I would also say this, I don't think there is a better, more valuable position in the company than technician.
I won't say names, but I'll just give one example. A longtime employee of ours from one of our stores, we've been trying to get him to come for years. And we wanted him to compete, we knew he'd do well, and the shop was voting for him to come represent them. But he just was shy, he was afraid that he wouldn't compete well, and he didn't want to kind of get egg on his face. Finally convinced him to come. His wife and child came as well, and he did great. He pulled out third place in the event for his first year competing. Ended up, feeling really good about himself. His dealership that he came for was very proud of how he represented them, and obviously his loved ones were very excited. Honestly, the feedback I get, you see it more in the side conversations, the phone calls. A lot of these technicians, they just want to come to work, do their job. They're not boastful. And so because of that, a lot of times they kind of end up in the background. And so this is a great time where we get to showcase their skills. We make it important that it's a family event. So their spouses, their children get to come. They get to see their loved ones compete.
I don't think there's anything that I would change going back. And so that's not to say that everything's been perfect. It would have been great to have Jason Gallo on day one. But I think going through the steps that we did each year has made it better. And so I think we've built on this foundation.
I can't say anything. Just from where we began is where the company began. We come from humble beginnings, and to see what we've grown into is just amazing. It's just, the whole thing's a success story, from Tag to Lone Star to all the partners involved. It's just amazing, and I'm proud to represent this company.
I think the only thing that we should have done differently is we should have started earlier. I'm most proud of just the event and how we honor the techs. I'm so proud that the families are there. The attention to detail that the team does for the families and the spouses to have something to do, and and observation places. I mean, just everything is so thought out.
When it comes to this event, the partners have given us the freedom to really make sure we're honoring our technicians. So all of the branding around the event, the way we do the recognition during the event, all of it is technician focused. That's the purpose of the event.
I'm probably most prideful that the company has continued to support the Tech Challenge.
I think one of the most exciting things is we added the trading cards, and I have a signed set from every year that we've done that from every technician, and they're proudly displayed. This year's or last year's is on my wall now, which will be replaced with this year's winners and participants. So I think that was so neat, and to have those guys sign the cards and to say, hey, you're a big deal. And I mean, I just think hanging in my office, it reminds me how special this group of guys are and what they do and what they give to our company.
Honor.
Amazing.
Fun.
Empowerment.
Recognition.
Excellence.